Hi there, welcome back to Hacks Recaps. Nowadays I'm going to recap a 2017 comedy romance film called The Little Hours. So, permit start with inside the starting of the film we see a lady named Fernanda who changed into taking her donkey to church. On accomplishing the church, Jennifer asks her in which she is coming from, to which Fernanda says that this donkey ran away once more with inside the nighttime, so she went to discover her while the gardener running with inside the church. Lurko says accurate morning to each of them, however each of them abuse him, power him away due to the fact she believed that Lurko appears at all of the sisters running with inside the church with a grimy eye. Subsequent we see Father Tommaso who changed into getting all the sisters gamers. After this, Mom Mariah asks Fernanda to hope for her this morning on why she failed to come. Fernanda says that her donkey had run away once more, so while to discover her with inside the subsequent scene we see a sister named Alessandra who changed into running on making something on garments. Subsequent to Fernanda and Jennifer we had been speaking handiest, then we got here to understand that Alessandra's father offers the most investment to this church, so she does now no longer do something unique in the church. With inside the subsequent scene, Alessandra's father Ilario involves meet her and we concentrate to each of them. They recognize that Alessandra needs to get married as quickly as viable, however her dad says that the lads are inquiring for a lot of dowry. After listening to this, Alessandra says that why do not we lessen the investment given to the church in order that a few cash may be accumulated close by. Ilario categorically refuses in this, due to the fact doing so will lessen the respect of his own circle of relatives. Subsequent while Jennifer, Alessandra and Fernando had been speaking, even as on foot they see Larco and all three of them do now no longer just like the manner they appearance in order that they begin calling him terrible there. Similarly while Father Tommaso sees the garments made via way of means of sister they had been going to promote, while at the manor they meet Lurko, which tells them that in which he'll now no longer paintings anymore due to the fact the sister right here harass him an excessive amount of. Then Father Tommaso additionally attempts to forestall him, however he would not forestall. Then again we see Lord Bruno and his spouse Francesca having dinner. In the course of dinner Bruno changed into telling Francesca approximately their combat, however Francesca ignores his phrases and he or she changed into continuously searching at her servant Massetto's in order that we comprehend. It turns out that Francesca is having an affair with the Massetto. Then at night time while Francesca changed into with the Massetto handiest, then they pay attention the sound of Lord Bruno coming, however listening to the sound the Massetto immediately is going out the window and is going immediately to sleep with inside the servant room. It is Bruno. Additionally we're given a feel of this and he additionally involves the room with the helper, begins off checking everybody's heartbeat so that he can understand who has simply come to this a part of the room. In the course of this time he receives the heartbeat of Massetto fast. After knowing that he changed into in that room with Francesca, Bruno cuts off a few of his hair in order that he can apprehend it from the subsequent morning. However the Massetto changed into additionally smart, and after studying from Bruno's losing he cuts off the hair of morning. Bruno does now no longer understand to seize him. Subsequent morning even his assembly with Massetto, Francesca. Then the Massetto attempts to forestall him, however his good fortune changed into very terrible due to the fact in the intervening time Bruno sees them collectively. Massetto changed into together along with his spouse closing night time. Then he sends his squatters to capture the Massetto, however the Massetto escapes from them and runs away. After some time he sees Father Tommaso with inside the woods who changed into very under the influence of alcohol, and seeing that each one his garments had fallen into the water, the Massetto father that he has no location to stay ask to go along with him, on whom the Massetto consents. On coming to the church the Massetto tells the daddy the whole lot that he had accomplished with Bruno's spouse Francesca. He asks the Massetto to end up deaf and dumb to paintings with inside the church, for which the Massetto additionally consents, and then father joins the Massetto with the top Maria of the church and tells him that from now on he'll paintings as a gardener right here now. The following day, even as the Massetto changed into running, Fernanda sees him and asks what he's doing right here. However the Massetto does now no longer solution him due to the fact he got here right here as a dumb deaf, and after some time Mom Maria comes and tells Fernanda that its call is morto and it's far deaf and dumb. Right here's the gardener's employee subsequent while Alessandro changed into doing her paintings. The body falls from her hand and breaks. That's why she is going to the Massetto to get the body constant with inside the Massetto additionally fixes it. The identical nighttime while Fernando changed into with inside the room handiest than her nice buddy Marta comes there and then she involves Alessandra room with each the bottles of liquor and beverages. She begins off doing it. And after some time Ginevra comes there, after listening to her voice and then the ones humans begin giving him alcohol. To the following day while the Massetto changed into digging the pit handiest then Alessandra involves him with the goal of supporting him. Then she can't forestall herself and begins off coming toward the Massetto. And additionally the Massetto herself would not forestall. However then the church bell jewelry listening to which Alessandra leaves from there now. On this affair Alessandra's garments were given grimy so she involves Fernanda Ginevra to scrub at the identical factor. Alessandra tells at the request of Fernanda that she changed into supporting the Massetto dig a pit because of which his garments have end up grimy. Fernanda and Ginevra are amazed to pay attention this due to the fact Alessandra has by no means accomplished difference paintings earlier than nowadays. With inside the subsequent scene we see Fernanda going to the wooded area with Marta. In reality they each had been going to make belladonna with inside the wooded area. And men permit me inform you earlier that belladonna is a form of drug. The usage of it ladies entice men toward them. After a while they each make belladonna after which place drops in the attention of Marta Fernanda and he or she begins off ingesting Fernanda's blood. And on the alternative aspect we see Ginevra who changed into looking all this factor from afar. After this Fernanda and Marta come to Massetto's room in which each of them begin coming toward her. However after some time she comes out from their outdoor. They discover Ginevra who asks them what you had been doing right here. However each of them do now no longer solution in this. They arrive the following day to see the bishop church. In that case father mom welcomed them. Then again the Massetto involves Alessandra's room. After which while each of them had been by myself in the room handiest then an antique sister comes to the room and begins off doing her paintings. Seeing him the Massetto speaks something out of worry. Listening to this Alessandra involves understand that the Massetto changed into pretending to be dumb when you consider that then now that antique sister had now no longer visible them collectively. So the Massetto sits silently and bows down. Alessandra begins off speaking to that antique guy. In the meantime the Massetto additionally attempts to get out. However taking her time to nan bishop she involves that room. See the Massetto once more hides under the mattress. Then after a long term after each of them depart the Massetto leaves from there via the window. Similarly Ginevra tells the mom that Fernanda is mendacity to them due to the fact her donkey by no means runs away. However mom says that she will reflect on consideration on it after which leaves from there. And we see Ginevra making belladonna and after turning into belladonna she beverages it due to setting it in her eyes. After this she bites her hand and applies the blood she has tired to her face. Then again we see Alessandra who involves the Massetto asks her why are you pretending to be dumb. Even after listening to this if the Massetto would not solution Alessandra threatens him that in case you do not inform reality I'm able to inform everybody listening to that you aren't done. The Massetto changed into approximately to say something that handiest. Then he hears the sound of a person coming after listening to which Alessandra hides there. And after some time Ginevra comes there and breaks down at the Massetto. There she additionally hears a person's arrival so she hides in which Alessandro changed into hiding. Each of them are amazed to look every different. Then Fernanda comes in her blindfolds the hand of the Massetto at tip of the knife and takes him out. After they depart Alessandra and Ginevra come out and notice that Fernanda is kidnapping the Massetto and taking her to the wooded area. Now each of them comply with her and for even as see that with inside the center of wooded area many ladies are dancing via way of means of burning. Hearth place however is doing a little type of ritual. However Massetto changed into additionally tied close by now. Seeing all this Alessandra is aware that each one the one's ladies are witches and are going to sacrifice Massetto handiest. Then due to intoxication Ginevra joins the one's ladies and begins off dancing. However quickly they come to understand that Ginevra isn't one of them. Samarta asks her to depart on this affair. They each get right into a combat. However Ginevra beats Marta and makes her subconscious. After that Alessandra is there. She comes and prevents Fernanda from killing the Massetto. After seeing all this the Massetto tells the reality to each of and that a few humans are after her to kill her, and so she pretends to be dumb. The identical Jennifer returns to the church. In an intoxicated country, the noise on it opens the eyes of the bishop, and he comes out and asks Jennifer that what is occurring right here. Then Jennifer says that Fernanda is a witch, and he or she additionally beverages alcohol. She changed into telling all this that handiest. Then Fernanda, Alessandra, and Massetto come there. After this, the bishop comes to Mom Maria with the all. There they examine one greater factor, that Mom Maria is having an affair with Father Tommaso, and after understanding this, Bishop offers punishment to all. He transfers Tommaso to any other location. Fingers the Massetto lower back to Lord Bruno. In the subsequent scene, we see the three sisters speaking collectively, and that they had been very much involved. Approximately the Massetter on the alternative, and we see the Massetto with inside the jail, in which after some time the King Bruno comes to satisfy him. Similarly, Bruno tells Massetto that so long as his temper is accurate, he'll need to hold her alive and go through a distinct form of torture each unmarried day that he has saved his spouse Francesca tied up with puppies and wolves. After Bruno leaves from there, Massetto begins off speaking with the guards that handiest. Then Fernanda hides outdoor via way of means of putting a candle at the turtle, and given that candle with inside the turtle, Protect is going out to test, and as quickly as she receives a risk, Fernanda comes in her the jail of Alessandra and Geneva. Massetto then she wears all three Massettos in a non-material and brings them outdoor in order that the Massetto will become loose once more. On the alternative hand, our Maria to church with Tommaso. Seeing outdoor, each had been very satisfied to look every different. However, handiest then they pay attention the sound of the appearance